Evening, guys. Welcome to the Hangout in the Crib. I'm going to start off the show with giving you some great apologies for last night's cock-up. I did actually lose power at my house, and I was doing the show solo last night. So unfortunately, you didn't get a show, and I had no means of actually telling anybody either. So I do really apologise about that. We are, however, live tonight. Hopefully we can make up for it and go through the stuff that we were going to go through last night. Unfortunately, Pain Train and the Prof can't join us tonight. They've been busy all week. So we've got a couple of guys from our Hangouts from the weekend, the community shows. So I think we'll just go straight into it, if everybody's happy. Do you want to introduce yourselves, boys?
You guys know my ugly face. I'm Steven from THE.
Naturally, Fire from THE, or I basically Chuck Schultz, admin on the crib page.
Okay, cool. Right, so what we'll do is we'll screen share this up a minute. I can figure out what I'm doing now. Let's do my editing. It's not working. Why is it not working?
Because it's live on the internet. That's why it's not working.
That's what. Yeah, exactly. It's always the way, innit? Let's try again. There we go.
Bingo.
Right, so let's get started. As it says, Toy Box FAT 4 and Reaver holdouts. So we'll just get straight into it. So this week's schedule and updates. The Forsaken Arena tournament begins today, or has begun already. Also this week we've had Reaver holdout fleets from Tuesday to Wednesday. They just popped up, we weren't expecting them. So they're already over for this week, but they're back again from Monday through to Wednesday next week. So keep an eye out for that. There's no changes, bug fixes, or tuning this week, or non-announced at least. So, yeah. What do you guys think about that? Do you think there should have been at least some bug fixes and tuning?
I think the whole team is taking a week off from the horrible raid that we had last week. So they're just hiding. We can't give them anything else. We're just going to stay away. Then next week, we'll come back and look like heroes. They wanted to save that community feelings of well-being for next week.
All right, cool. So there has been another prize added to the Forsaken mission. So for those of you that have were looking forward to getting a set prize this week, you now have a 50-50 chance of doing it, unless you do it twice. So looks a fairly decent price. It's supercharged EM rails, and it's purely designed for your base, for javelin or ballista turrets. Ballistas, as we know, have been added to the Forsaken mission. They're a limited weapon that you can gain by doing the Forsaken mission numerous times. Basically, as you can see here, there's 25% chance of critical hits with it, plus that 300% critical damage is the bonus it gives, but it's 45% of the weapon power, so it's quite a lot of power. So as we've worked it out, 25% chance of doing times 4 damage, 75% expected DPS increase, which isn't fantastic for the 45% power increase. You guys looking forward to this?
It's interesting, but like you said, it's just too heavy. I'm loading the game right now to look at what my weight of my javelins are. And let's see, javelins on a 5. They're already using 3,600 power. I mean, I don't know where I'm going to squeeze it extra from. And I just don't think it's worth it.
it's a lot of power. I mean, if you've got a couple in there with the OP7, might be alright, but it's an awful lot of power. However, there are 3 levels of this, so we've just got the top one here, but there is 3 levels of it, and the lower ones might be better for you if you've got sort of power issues.
Did we ever get the numbers for what turret 6 actually is? I don't know if it was floating around. Somebody had coined up to it already, or.
I can't remember off the top of my head, to be perfectly honest, but it's quite an increase. It is on the page, if you wanted to have a look. But
I'll see if I can dig it up, but that might be the only. Because looking at a 5 right now, just not to divert too much, but I've got a javelin with DU3 shells on it, and it's 250 power under on a R5 turret, on a level 5 turret. So where are you going to go, and where am I supposed to put this on?
Yeah, it's a level 6 turret option, I think. And I do believe that D3 shells actually stack with this as well, on the new turrets.
Well, if they don't, we're all refitting fucking towers, because who has javelins or ballistas and doesn't have fucking DU3 on it?
Yeah, so there we go.
I'm on this show.
So, next thing we've got is the Reaver holdout fleets. So they're Reaver map world targets. They're the 65s from a previous raid. I want to add as well, they're not the good 65s that we had, but they are fairly easy to do if you think about it. There's a chance of getting a limited component blueprint. So it's similar to salvage fleets, except for the fact that Lucky Bastard's crew doesn't work.
Can we say again, chance? Big, huge air quotes next to that.
Yeah. So there's no limit to the amount of limited components that you can own. But of course, you have to earn the limited components. So 1 BP, for example, one of them is an uprated hailstorm called the Gale. If you earn the BP, you can only build 1 Gale. So, for instance, on one of my Dread fleets, I've got 16 across the fleet. I would need to win the BP 16 times in order to refit all with Gales.
I think this sums up my opinions on limited blueprints. Fucking Christ.
Yeah. So holdouts may reward the same component again, so you're not necessarily going to get the same one over and over. You might get different ones. You might get the same. The profs put in here not easy. They're not easy, but if you've got the right fleets, they are fairly easy. Pain Train has actually made a video of how you can do it for free, just using like zombie rhinos or mastodons. Just go in and you basically clear all of these ships out which are patrolling, and just leave the center 2, and then the center 2 you can pick off using your Nighthawks or Spectres. If you can come in and sort of edge up to this boat here, Big Hulk, take that one out first, and then take out the Hades after, and you won't take any damage from the Hades. So if you want to check that out, it's on the Alliance grid. It's also on the Battle Pirates grid page. So it's a really good video if you want to have a look at some strategies for doing it with coin and without coin, with damage, without a massive amount of damage. So yeah, check that one out. There's a number of different ways that it's been done with different fleets in the videos, and then there's obviously Pain Train's freeway, so it's a good watch. So you guys actually hit any of these? Have you thought the difficulty was alright? Did you think they were a little bit too difficult?
I hit 2 on the nose. I didn't use any zombies. I used a couple mixed fleets and got through, 2.5. Didn't get anything out of it. Kind of just wanted to try it before I went to bed, and because I had no repairs, all my boats were healthy. There are interesting, like you said, they could definitely be prepped out if you took the time. But when am I going to have time to do this along with my other chores and work a job?
Sorry, Chuck, go on.
I actually killed 3 or 4 and I won 2 gills.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's just another chore, really.
Yeah.
It's just another thing to add to the growing list of things that we've got to do in the game. Or, well, I don't like to say got to do, but it's another thing that's put out there. And with the prizes in there, even though they're not exactly game-changing prizes, the buffs on them are quite nice to the bits and pieces. So we'll go through those and have a little think about that. So one of them is the agility system 4. So as we can see the difference between the two, it's an extra 5 hours of build time compared to agility 3. It's still quite a long build time. I'd like to see it lowered, to be honest, for a component like this, because 2.5 days is a bit much. However, it does give you 60% stun resistance, 60% slow, and it's an increase of 7% evade over the agility 3, and you only actually get an extra 3% total weight. So it's not a bad thing. It's not a massive increase, but it's still enough. And of course, your retros that you've got already will apply to it as well. It's actually in the retro lab already. So
Yep. I use agility system pretty heavily, so this is the one that if I do pull and I start looking at future refits, it does look interesting. I'm just not for limited blueprints.
yeah, I have to agree, because obviously you've got to remember that for every ship that you want to add this to, you've got to get the blueprint for it. So, if you've got a fleet of 5 ships that you want to add it to, you've got to get it 5 times, and there's no guarantee that you're going to get 5 in a row. You might get, one of these, then a gale, then you might get something else, and so the benefits are nice, but the whole sort of system of getting limited blueprints is a bit crap. In my personal opinion, what I think they should do is drop the rate at which they drop, but just make them normal blueprints so you can build as many as you want.
Yeah, I'd be up
That's
for
my
that.
personal opinion. Even if you drop it to, like, say, 1 in 75 chance of winning a blueprint from it,
So I was
so
going
you've
to
got to
say,
hit a bunch. Yeah, but once you've got the blueprint, you can build as many as you like. I'd be happy with that. I'm sure that a lot of people in the community would be happy with that. It takes the whole grindy nature out of it, I think. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean, I was thinking the same thing. 4 or 5% chance of pulling it down for a completely a blueprint I can hold on to. The limited idea is just crazy in itself. I understand the hulls because they're powerful. We want to protect integrity in certain ways, limit the directions that players can take the game. That makes sense with me with limited hulls. I'm fine. But the idea that you're going to want to pick and piece and pay to win this much, even though they're not that big of a game changer, is scary, scary beginning for this game. It's a hole that if they continue to go down, they're going to lose people, like left, right, and center. Because think about it next raid. If instead of a standard prize list, it's all limiteds.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting on my nerves, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't agree with the limited blueprints. There was actually a poll somebody put up, and I went in there and stated, limited holes is one thing, but limited blueprints, we've already got enough people that are walking away from this game, and personally, I have stopped coining.
Yeah, and that's quite bad when you stop coining.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I coined enough that I could be driving a Lexus every month.
Yeah, so it's not good. I don't think it's good for the game. Because of what we do with the community, with the page and everything, now we get quite a good set of feedback from the community and their feeling, and the community feeling on the whole limited blueprints for components thing isn't brilliant, to say the least. There's quite a lot of expletives have been used in.
You are a master of
certain
sugarcoating.
stuff. Well, I'm trying to be nice about it. Alright, it's shit. It's
There you go.
absolute fucking shit, and then nobody likes it. They all fucking
Let the
hate
hate
it.
flow through you. Let the hate flow through you.
You may think that it's a brilliant idea. You might think that it might increase engagement and get people coining. All you're doing is putting people off. Every single time you bring something out that is like this and it's limited, you only have a single component, and all it looks like to us, and whether it might be your intention or not, all it looks like to us is that you are trying to extract more coins out of us, and when you do that, that turns us off from wanting to pay coins for stuff. Am I right or am I wrong?
You're right.
The bigger the cash grab, the less they get from me. I've definitely decreased from the amount that I put on at a time. I've dropped it down to the lowest amount I could possibly put on to do what I need to. I'm doing it $5 at a time. It's a big fuck you to Kixeye, because I'm sick of giving them more money than I need to.
All right.
Yeah,
we move
last
on?
raid I spent $6, so.
Yeah.
Last raid I played other games for a weekend, and it was the first time in 3.5 years I took a break, and it was so damn refreshing. I don't know if I'm gonna do it this raid. I might. We'll see. Probably we'll give it a shot, but it's nice to step away for a little bit.
Right, so we'll just move on. We've got the holdout prize compound armor D6A. Not sure why it's not a D6X with the but there we go. So the armor weight has gone up by 2%, but you get obviously 33% unretroed and 47 at R15 from the D5X going up to the D6A. Build time slightly higher again, it's another 5 hours on top, near enough. So it's very much similar. So yeah, what do you guys think about this? I think this is going to be coming real handy on a lot of fleets, really. But again, I'm pissed off that it's a limited blueprint.
Yeah, it's definitely. And how people actually run D5X? I have it on a lot of boats. I definitely 47.05 is a huge bonus when you look at it. It's pretty good. This is one that I'd go for and I would fight for. This is the one that I was like, ho! They actually gave us something that's going to save us a little bit of money if we can get it. If you can get it.
Yeah, I think I think the whole thing about these blueprints, I think they've needed to come out with the game progression. But what I think is that they've just kind of done it in the wrong way. You could have added an extra tier to the normal blueprints that we've got and take pieces like we did with the original salvages and then just put in a higher level salvage. Or like we said, keep the Reaver holdouts, but make it so that it's a normal blueprint. Even if we've got to pick pieces up and to unlock it, that would be better than having a limited blueprint, I think.
I agree.
I kind of missed that part of the game. That just completely disappeared. Like the idea that you would go out and hunt and find, and you would get the instant reward when you came back to your base. You'd feel like you were working towards something, and it just kind of disappeared. I'd like to see it come back. That'd be kind of cool. And you're right. That would be so interesting. It's so much more fucking fun if they split these things into 5 pieces, did that, took off the limited crap, and just ran them in those campaigns. You're like, oh, well, I'm a third of it. I'm 3/5 of the way there. I mean, a couple more. Maybe I'll get it this time. Or maybe I'll get it next week. That seems compelling.
It's not even that as well. Given the ability of getting this to everybody as well. So for example, if you introduced a new salvage fleet, for example, I don't know, level 85 salvage fleet, for instance, you could stick this in there, have it in 5 or 6 pieces, whatever. Everybody can work at it, even people that are of a lower level that are trying to catch up can work at it and get pieces to it. And it's something, it's not adding an extra chore because we hit salvage daily anyway in order to rank our fleets. it's just the whole adding an extra chore and the grindiness of it just detracts from the fact that what they've actually given us is actually pretty good. So, should we move on to the next one? There is a next one. So we have got Fallout Armor 4 as well. Again, it's a 3% increase on armor weight. It does give you a nicer stack on there, so it's an increase on the bits and pieces. It's not a massive increase, but it's good. I quite like it.
I have mine fully retroed.
Yeah. So it's a good bit of kit, but is it worthy of limited status? Could it not be something that we could have as part of our daily chores already without adding another one? So we've got the Gale Defense System 1 to 3. These are actually quite cool. I quite like these. They counter mortars and UAVs, same as the Hailstorm. They've got a range of 40, so pretty good. There's an accuracy buff on it, and you get a salvo buff for each of them as well. So, and a range buff as well, from 29 to 40. The weight's slightly less, so there's more options available to you to refit stuff. Obviously, it's the same weight at Hailstorm A and Gale 1, but these look pretty cool.
I mean, most people use bees, don't they? I mean, that's what I have on most of my boats that have them.
Yeah. So I mean,
that's good. I mean, they helped us out.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And there's not much of a difference between the build times either, so it's quite good. Oh, what have we done there? I think I've gone through. No, I haven't gone to too many. So the Forsaken Arena tournament, we have a couple of changes. So there is a limit associated with hulls. So there may be a limit on the number of times a hull can be used within a particular fleet, as well as the flagship limits. So I did have a little look earlier on with some bits and pieces that I was sent on the crib page, and there are some limits on some of the ships. The weapons this time is quite limited, so there's going to be some interesting builds, but there's not going to be a lot of variation, I don't think, with what they've given us. As again, we've got Fleet 1's free, Fleet 2 you get 30 gold or 10,000 uranium, 15,000 or 35 for 3 fleets. Fleet 4 would cost you 20,000 and 40 gold. 5 is 30,000 and 45. Now there has been an issue where today there has been people that have entered into it and went to go and buy extra fleets, and it's been shown that it's only going to cost 1 uranium or 1 gold. A lot of people have then proceeded to unlock all 5 slots where it said it's only 1 uranium, to then find out that all of their uranium is gone because it's 50, 65, 75.
75.
Yeah.
The bigger one too is it's 150 gold if you don't have uranium. $15.
Yeah. So just be careful of that. If it does come up and say that it's only 1 uranium, it's not. These are the actual figures, and these are what you will be charged. So the price brackets, we've got obviously a difference to last time, because there is a new prototype hunter, Visago's prototype hunter. It's a flagship hull, so only the top 3 players are going to get that hull. Also, you're going to get 4 Cobra scatter guns, 5 hydraulic resistors, 24-hour, 12-hour, and 6 1-hour ship build tokens and badge for first. You're only going to get 1 hydraulic resistors if you come in second to third, and then none for the rest of it. You do get Cobra scatter guns, which we'll go through in a minute for the rest of those. but all of these prizes are limited for the weapons, so we'll go through that as well, and we'll just sort of maybe point out something that is quite clearly stupid. So, you get your random road crews and your ship build tokens for 51 to 100, 101 to 150, and your 151 to 300. You'll just get a 1 hour ship build token. So that's that. Points make prizes for the FAT is as follows. You can see there. You get Cobra Scattergun added in at 11,000 and Artemis at 10,000 if you get that high. And then you've got, alternating ship build tokens and FAT repair tokens mixed in. There's quite a few in there. It's quite a lot better than I think it has been previously. I'm actually quite liking the way that it's set out. What do you guys think? Do you think they could have done better, or do you think it's all right? Or
It's 27 hours of build time there. That's not too bad. That's actually pretty promising.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I've already gotten a repair and a ship build, and so
yeah, cool. So let's go through the main prize. Main prize this for FAT is the Visago's Prototype Hunter. As I said, it's a flagship only. It has 8,000 armor points, a max weight of 8,700. Penetrating reload of 140, concussive damage of plus 60. All of the bits that are in green are obviously better than the Prototype Hunter that we can get from the campaign. The evade bonus is the same, but you get an added 20 to your assault deflection. So you get 80 assault deflection and you get plus 60 concussive defense. So that's added in. You get more cargo, because it really matters. And a thermal imaging range of 90, which is pretty nice. As a little extra bonus to this one as well, you get a field of effect hostile, which is subcav with a range of 60 as well. So that will raise submarines within a 60 range. So that's pretty nice. So what do you guys think of this? So I think it's pretty badass, to be honest.
It's the Scourge Killer right there. Think about the concussive defense along with the new special that you have coming out. I mean, I don't want to crunch numbers. 75, 78% off the top of my head, if I remember correctly. I'm going up. Don't crucify me if my numbers are wrong, but it's still pretty damn high for concussive defense. That's a hell of a change around in this game. And then next to it, it's also stacked with the cavitation cavitation module. Only other way you got it before was on an ARB, and
lots of weight.
Yeah, lots of weight, lots of fucking weight. Because if you go into it, was 5 or 6 tons for most of those top level modules. They're not light unless you're running a Vanguard on it.
Yeah. So I mean, I reckon this is a really good blueprint. Do I think it's in the right place?
No.
No, I think it should be a limited
last raid.
blueprint in the whole. Yeah, it should be a limited blueprint in the raid. Personally, is my opinion.
45 mil last raid, and been okay. I would have ground my ass off for this last raid. This is where Kickside does stupid fucking shit. Instead of putting this in a place where they could make money off people because it's compelling and you could set yourself up for the next 4 or 5 events, you put it in the FAT where 3 people are going to win it. You're going to have moderate to minor coining to get it. Some people are going to try really hard to get it. You're going to have a couple thousand people that really, really want this. You can make a little bit of money, or you could have put it out during a raid where you have 40,000 people that really, really want this and are going to try to work for it.
Well, it's not only that. They've always said, since it changed to what it was, they said, don't worry about it. There's not going to be any game-changing tech ever available in the FAT. It's always going to be something that's going to be optional. It's not going to be game-changing stuff. To me, this is pretty game-changing. I think this is, one of the most powerful flagship hulls we've got especially when it comes to fleet versus fleet. You know,
I mean,
you
it's
can.
definitely the best choice against the Scourge. What else would you use? I mean, that concussive defense alone makes this a no-brainer for a Scourge.
Yeah. So, you know, it's a bit disappointing that they've put it in here because, you know, as we've dubbed it, the Forsaken Wallet Wars. You know, you're going to get people who have got a massive amount of coin available to them, and they're going to get this, and there's not going to be any real hope for any moderate to light coiner to get it. Whereas in a raid, there's equal chance of anybody getting it. I think it's a bit naughty to have put it in here. Might have been a bit of a mistake. I know a lot of people have turned around and gone, well, I'm not even going to bother because what's the point? Yes, it's lovely and the prizes are lovely, but you know, people are going to want this hole. And there's going to be people coining their asses off, and I just can't afford to keep up with them. So I think, you know, again, brilliant bit of kit. Just I think it's in the wrong place again, sadly.
Think how few of these are actually going to be out there. How many brackets would you say fill?
I don't know.
100? Maybe?
I
Because
don't.
how
I
do
don't know.
brackets split? That's a statistic I'd love to see. Because even say there's 100, there's only 300 of these things out there in the wild.
Well, if you take it, the top three get this hole. It's 300 in a bracket, so it's 1% of the population is going to have it, isn't it? So that's obviously suggesting that everybody does the Forsaken Arena tournament. Alright, should we move on to the next one? Hydraulic resistors. So we'll just remind ourselves of how many you get. Remember, these are limited blueprints, so in order to put these on a ship, you have to have blueprints for it. So number one gets 5, which is brilliant because you can do a whole fleet with these. Absolutely marvellous. Second and third only get 1. So I suppose you could add it to your limited flagship. But what happens to the rest of the fleet? You know, you can't add it to a whole fleet, so you only get the 1. So you're sort of limited as to where you can put it, really. And the only place you're going to put it is likely to be on your new limited flagship. I would have thought it would have been nice to have it as just a normal blueprint, to be honest. Even if you had to be in second and third to get it, or you know, in the top 3 to get it, it would have been nice for it to be a normal blueprint so that you could obviously build it on whatever you wanted to do. But
Well, the only good thing that I will say is it does seem that 1-for-1 swapping with speed system. I'm trying to do the math because mine's retroed here. But yeah, it looks like it's a dead switch. So, aside for the weight and the concussive defense, having only 1 or 2 of them is not going to be that big a deal. It's not like
no.
you're going to have mismatched speed, fleet speed.
So basically, what we've got here is speed 5 plus 1% more weight, and you get 15% concussive defense with the 15 evade bonus. So you know that 15% concussive defense is quite a lot of concussive defense, really. It's a good special. I like it a lot, but again, not liking the whole limited nature of it. Should we move on to the next one?
Yeah, go ahead.
So this one here really is an anti-scourge weapon. It's Cobra Scattergun. Scattergun class scourge weapon. Has to be equipped in either a hybrid or an underwater weapon slot. Sprays pellets over a wide area, applying corrosive damage over time. Effect upon impact. So basically, it's got the same weight or similar weight as the new torpedoes have got. It's got a 5 multi-shot, so it's not a salvo. This has been explained out. Whereas normally weapons have a salvo and you have a slight delay between each of the shots. Multi-shot means that it goes off like a shotgun blast. So all of the shots travel at the same time, so there's no lag in between each of the shots. They just all go at the same time. It's quite a long reload, but it does a lot of damage. If you work it out with the corrosive damage that it does, plus all of the extra damage underwater, obviously there is no Um, there's no defense to corrosive weapons currently. So this is all pure damage. You're talking probably about sort of mental maths, about sort of 17,500 damage per reload per weapon.
Yeah, this is kind of interesting in itself. I definitely want to get one, put it on a Frosty, just because it doesn't dictate that it has to be underwater for the effect to take place with corrosive. So I would like to see if I can do this, put it on some of my normal boats, and help take down some Drax.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to work on subs. I have asked the question to Doomrooster and said, you know, if you put it on subs, will it fire over walls and bases? Because, you know, I was wondering what's the arc on it's going to be like. Would you be able to get it over the top of walls so that you could start doing damage to the fleet as you were driving in with the subs? And he has said it's more like a shotgun blast in the water, so it's more of like a ballistic rather than a mortar weapon. So
And it's not going to really kill through walls here. It doesn't have a high wall damage. So they were pretty smart about that. So we're not going to have a lot of griefing with this new weapon, hopefully.
No. So just in case that you're thinking, yes, wicked, I'll get this, put it on my subs.
Can I say something that I never thought I'd say?
Yeah.
Good job, Kicksai.
Yeah. However, it is a limited blueprint. You in the top 50 bracket, you'll win 1 to 4. Obviously, the slides for the show will be attached in the comments, so you can have a look and see which of the brackets gets what. But yeah, lots of damage, but long reload. Really cool weapon. I like it a lot. It's a lot of damage if you've got 5 of them. If you're the winner and you put them across a fleet, it's going to hurt. So this week's kick size screw ups. This is the BP Prof's new favourite segment of the show. It's dedicated to Larry today. We've done this. So the Caustic Warfare campaign to get anti-Scourge tech is only doable by players who have anti-Scourge tech. Anybody else found that quite funny?
I haven't even tried that campaign.
I was going to wait until the week show and see what some of the smarter people than myself had to say about it. So I'm going to try to give it a shot this weekend, and I'll try to report back and see what I come up with. But
yeah, I mean, it's not actually too bad. But if you struggled in the raid, you might struggle to do this, the repairs. I mean, it took me, because I just purely used a Frostburn and some Mastodons and a Viper in order to do it, and I think it cost me like 1.5 fleets to do the campaign straight through in the first level, but I wasn't really sort of trying, if you like. I was just kind of doing it to have a look and see what it was like. But yeah, I know that rhinos and stuff like that have taken damage right down, and they can do it really well.
How quickly do you think you could have done the mastery prize? I mean, it's all within an hour.
Yeah, it's again, it's, you know, if you struggle with the raid, getting the mastery prize in an hour might be a bit beyond me. But you know, the prizes from the first 2 tiers are really good. You've got the Sharon torpedoes, which have got better range than the assault Bs, do more damage than the siege Zeds. And they're really good for DPS and range. The build time on them is not brilliant. It's
no speed buff.
Yeah, and there's no speed buff. But if you want damage and you want range, it's a good one to have. So yeah, that's really good. For your V2Hs and your Frostburns, the special in the first leg of the campaign is really good. It gives you 45% damage on both torpedo damage and missile damage. So if you've got V2H and you can at least get through that one, you know, that's going to be really nice for you for fighting the Scourge. So I'd recommend doing that at least, just to get the first one.
Did we ever crunch the numbers to compare what the difference between Speed System 5 and the new torps versus using like B torps or Zeds?
I haven't yet, but the DPS is a lot higher.
I'm once again I'm doing mental math at the top of my head, but I think it's gonna be pretty close. You might lose a knot or two, but it shouldn't be much.
No, it's unlikely.
It's
I
a
mean,
3% buff for Speed System 5, so
on my Nighthawks, I've got R15 Magna Strife on my Nighthawks, so I could probably afford to lose the extra speed, since I only use stealth attack and what do I use? Stealth attack, and I've got an engine upgrade on mine as well, so mine is super quick. So I could probably, lose the extra speed from the torps and still be alright. But yeah, I mean, they're a really good torp. The downside to them is the build time. They are quite a long build time. Outpost 7 release notes was severely lacking. It's something that we went through on last week's show. There's 2 turrets, extra turrets, that obviously weren't in the release notes. We did actually confirm that there was 2 extra turrets after the show, but it wasn't in the brief. Doomish had said that he wasn't informed about that or the tactical installations, so because he wasn't informed, he couldn't put it in the brief, so he's very sorry about it. But it's, if you're going to release something and you don't announce 2 of the things which are going to be really important, in my opinion, in deciding whether you want to rush through it or not. 2 extra turrets is quite a lot of extra damage to your base, isn't it?
I'm gonna chalk that up to human error because otherwise it's a hell of a level of incompetence not to have. It's a major software house. They have procedures in place for how they're going to roll out updates, spread their information, everything else. And either they're not using it or somebody just forgot to put that on the list. So we're going to check that somebody forgot to put it on the list because otherwise I'm scared.
Yeah.
If the community manager doesn't know what's changing, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Kixeye has been doing some major ball dropping here lately on a lot of stuff.
And it seems like it's procedure stuff. It's not even like, oh, we had this big game-breaking bug. It's just communication procedures that have been breaking down that is basic company-wide stuff that you would do in a corporation. It's just kind of weird to me.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that Kixeye haven't been dropping major great game-breaking bugs. Just ask the people who play War Commander. A lot of them are very pissed off right now because they managed to screw the game up and had to roll back 2 weeks in order to fix it, and got rid of everybody's progress for the last 2 weeks.
Oh my god.
So they're not happy over there. So yeah, please Kixeye fix War Commander as well, just on a side note. A lot of people as well, they haven't really sort of informed people. It's the similar sort of stuff that we sort of get over here is similar to what they've got over there. Not really any communication about it. They didn't warn people that they were going to roll the game back in order to fix it, so people continue to research stuff or to build stuff, and have obviously lost all of that time and effort that they've put in. So yeah, not happy days over there at War Commander. But here we go. So next one on the profs list, the Visago Prototype Hunter release. Slap against the players who rushed to get the Prototype Hunter from the campaign. I mean, if I was pretty pissed off, really, getting 5 Prototype Hunters, thinking I'll get them because they look really cool, and then now in the Forsaken Arena tournament, there's a flagship, I could have only just got 4. It's just it's one of those, I suppose. I should have expected it, but it's pissed me off anyway. So, yeah. What do you guys think? I mean, obviously you said that you haven't done it yet, Chuck, or you haven't done the campaign yet, Chuck?
No, I've just finished my 4th Rhino, and me knowing what I know after fighting the Scourge in the raid, I'm like, normally I will tackle a campaign, but I just know better. I want to get these Rhinos ranked up in a little bit and fit it out properly, and then I'll hit it before that goes away.
Yeah. So also another one which made me laugh. Copy and paste fail in the code. So hitting Reaver holdouts out of sector gets you the Scourge pop-up from the raid. I don't know if anybody's seen it, but if you hit one of those Reaver holdouts outside of your own sector, it says, "Warning: hitting this target will not add to your sector points on it." So it's a bit of a copy and paste fail there, which I did find quite amusing. So not a massive score up, but quite funny. I think that's about it for us, really.
Can we see my favorite slide?
Yeah, this week's Kixaway's breakthrough. Yeah.
Speaks for itself.
Yeah. Although, we'll be fair, the amount of tokens available in FAT is not bad.
Yeah. We'll throw them one piece of bread. They did okay.
We'll give you that one. So that's it. That's all I've got for slides. Is there anything else that we want to go through tonight whilst we're on air?
Anybody got any comments in the comment section down there?
Comments took a little slow tonight. It's the pain price of doing an off-night show, but I'm sure people will have comments for next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been put in there back about the Reaver holdouts. It's bollocks is one of the comments that's in there. My batteries run out in my mouse.
To answer Bram's question, I would assume that they still drop the BP. It's just like you said, it's a carryover from the way that it was batch coded for the Scourge event and tied into that point system. But for itself, I would assume it still gives you the thing. Yeah, Stuart confirmed that directly. So they're not that far off base today.
No. So yeah, it's basically there's been more stuff to build in the base. It's just I didn't have enough. Is one comment. Another comment, which is actually from Stephen in here, but in the chat as well. We'll just put when am I supposed to work my paying job with all of my kickside chores?
I guess I'll just quit my job and play DC. You have to have the next one too.
My vehicle actually blew the compressor out of it, which has done this 3 times, and I just had to have it fixed again. So I've kind of like been out of work because of it. I just got it back yesterday.
One more good one from Don Lynn. These new fleets in the map with the new blueprints. I'm wondering what the hell it did to my ship speed. My Rhino has 31 battle speed. Except in those things, they look like they're doing 12.
Yeah, I haven't particularly seen that, but as I've said, I've only hit a few, just to kind of have a look and see what's been doing. Are we assuming that it's an equal chance for each prize and not weighted? Not sure. They've said that you might get the same prize again, you might get something different. So there's a lot of it. There's a lot of people getting Gale 1 is a comment from the Stone Monkey. Yes, we have noticed that as well. Maybe it might not take me too long to get enough Gale 1s to refit all the Hales on my Dreadnought fleet.
Stuart, you cannot have any gold because I don't have any to give.
On another note as well, it has been confirmed that co-op is coming back in the raid. So yay to all of the people who wanted it back.
I got another point for you. Go ahead, finish your co-op. And then...
Yeah, go for it.
Well, we were talking. I think it was the last community show where they had the pop-ups for building speed ups. There were different tiers of it. There was one that was for about $100, one for $50, and I got one because I usually put $10 on at a time and just spend $10. I got one for like 24 hours for $5. For two 24-hour tokens. So they definitely were trying to hit everybody with that.
They hit me with the same deal, $4.99 for 2 of them.
Yeah, I think it was down to how much you spent in the last week or so.
Well, I think it's more to what your usual deposit is. Because, I crunched the numbers in Discuss last raid when I was thinking about doing some things I'm not going to talk about. But I looked at the numbers and I went, damn, I spent a lot of money, but I do it $10 at a time. So that's really where they get their info from.
I don't know. I used to drop $100 bills left and right, so I don't know. That's the thing, is I can't seem to figure out Kicksite. I almost feel like sometimes that we're still in beta stage with this company.
Yeah. Question from Stuart McCartney. What do you think about the new prototype Hunter flagship? Is it the new Frosty? Very much is, in my opinion, for fleet to fleet. I think it's a brilliant ship, fleet to fleet. Very hard to get, obviously. Hopefully it's easier for some people than others. But yeah, you're going to have to work for it if you want.
Rob, you may want to use a soldering iron as a marital aid, but that's on your own ass.
What make is that fridge? To Rob. Rob, tell the man, oh, there you go. Stephen's got a new fringe, it says.
I don't speak Cockney, so I don't know what that's supposed to be.
A fringe, you've had your hair cut, apparently.
Oh, I got rid of the mountain man beard. Yeah, that's true. If you guys don't recognize me, it's the first time I've shaved in like 2.5 months.
There we go. Apparently you're a bender, but there we go. So guys, again, apologies about last night. I had a power outage and I couldn't do the show. I really do apologise about that. I'd love to say it's all not my fault, but I actually work for the power company, so yeah, it kind of is.
There are easier ways to get a night off.
But so yeah, it's not great, but there we go. Thank you for those of you that have stuck with us and come out tonight and watch tonight's show. We will be on next week. There will not be a community show this weekend though, unless we can manage to get some help from somebody else, because I'm actually out tomorrow. Tyler's out and about, and I believe the BP Prof as well is out. So unless Rob feels better, which seems though he's chirping away in the chat here, we might feel better. And there's not going to be a community show tomorrow. We will see you on Wednesday for the update show, usual time. Hopefully no power outages, and it will all be good. So thank you very much for coming. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you find everything really good that we've put together for you. Don't forget to check out the BPC page. Loads of good stuff on there. Check out Payne's video of how to do the Reaver holdouts. That's a really cool video. I put some builds on the page for the Bulbous Gore Saber, a Gore Saber fleet, because a lot of people were asking. So if you haven't checked back to go and have a look and see if we put them on there, we have put them on there now. So go and check them out. And we shall see you next time.
Take care, everybody.